Y'all, happy Saturday. There's a lot going on. We're going to break it down. But you guys, what in the ever-loving fuck is this lawsuit right now? Anyway, there is so much happening. We're going to break down this case, where it's at, what's new, and my thoughts on it, and then get to some questions. There is a lot to cover because this bitch is over 330 pages total. So you know what we need to do? We need to get into it. Hi there. If we haven't met yet, I'm Emily D. Baker. I'm the badass lawyer, host of The Emily Show podcast, and I am a legal commentator breaking down the legal shit behind the news and pop culture stories that we all want to talk about. I have been a licensed attorney for over 15 years, but this is not legal advice. I am a big fan of the cursey words, so headphones are recommended. This is where the law nerds unite with facts, not fuckery. You know, legal coverage is supposed to be facts, not fuckery, but we're not getting any of that up in here this evening. What we're getting is prime time fuckery. So we're going to jump right into it. We are not just riding tonight. We are galloping tonight. We are galloping through this evening to talk about it. There is new filings. There is stuff going on with motions under seal. We're going to gallop. So buckle the fuck up for this ride. The song lyrics are going to happen tonight. We're in some kind of a crazy train. I feel like Taylor Swift's You Need to Calm Down comes into here. And then I was listening to Cardi B before I came on stream. So part of my brain is like, you know, Cardi B in my head. That's what I'm hearing in my head. It might come out. So procedural posture of this case right now, because y'all are like, what is this anyway? The Tati Westbrook versus KJ without a crystal ball defamation lawsuit hasn't even had a court hearing yet. And we have had multiple videos where we're at FFS level red. Yes. What the fuckery? We're at red again. Like, not slight fuckery, not a little bit of fuckery, full ass what the fuckery this evening. I'm sorry that I'm yelling. For all of you with your headphones, you're like, girl. Yep, that's what it's like. That's what it's like. Procedural posture. Tati Westbrook filed a defamation case against KJ and her channel without a crystal ball. Defamation case. That's what this was. Once upon a time. There was a motion to not delete your shit. That was handled by stipulation. Then we got into a motion to dismiss based on, yes, say it with me, jurisdiction. Meaning, hey, Your Honor, we don't think Washington has jurisdiction over Minnesota people. Cool. Then all hell broke loose somewhere in the middle of that motion to dismiss. The motion to dismiss started with, this case isn't our fault. Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson did things. Therefore, we're not culpable. Also, no jurisdiction. During that motion, there were so many ancillary motions that it's hard to keep track. There are precipes, which are like, Your Honor, but wait, there's more shit to talk about. There's more, but wait, there's more. And then in the middle of all of that, there was a motion with regard to discovery that was going to allow for a court order to get or subpoena the Twitter account for Lorianne. Then Lorianne flipped sides and signed a declaration for Saltsy, the attorney for Tati Westbrook. That was a precipice. So there's still an order with regard to discovery being paused until the jurisdiction stuff is handled. We're not even done with that shit yet. Then Twitter popped the fuck off and lost its ever-loving mind. Right around, January 17th, 18th? Twitter exploded. Threats, sock accounts, accounts that went up and down, wildness. It seems that behind the scenes, Saltz reached out to Brown, KJ's attorney. They're both named Michael, so we're going with Saltsy and Brown. Some in the chat say Brown sus. I appreciate always a good reference to Among Us, but Saltsy, we now have all the emails in these declarations, so we've seen them, was like, yo, There's a whole bunch of threats flying around on Twitter. They say they're doing it for your client. We kind of need to know what's up. Can we have a conversation? And they went back and forth. It looked like they were trying to schedule a phone call. And then that night, Brown was like, boom, I'm filing a motion. We need a status conference, Your Honor. Your Honor. Mom. Salty saying shit on Twitter again. So we need a status conference to deal with the Twitter shit. Can we do that, please? Then on Wednesday, was it just Wednesday? Today's Saturday. Yes, Wednesday. There was a new filing from Salty with all of the stuff. That was a much more serious filing. It contained threats against a witness in the case named Nat, threats against Salty. I was added in those threats. They paralleled threats that I've received with regards to me discussing this case, the audacity to talk about shit on the internet. Anyway, I mean, it just. So that was in a 3 declarations and a motion saying, Your Honor. Salty said, Your Honor, we agree. We all need to have a chat with the court. But let me fill you in on the other stuff. The reason the other stuff was being filled in, because in Brown's motion, he said, they are saying my client did all this shit and accusing my client, KJ, of all the things. And so we're going to need you, Your Honor, to go ahead and tell them to knock it the fuck off. Like, I need them to shh. I need them to zip it. Salty said, yeah, cool. I don't have a problem never talking about this on Twitter again. However, your client KJ is doing all of this up on the socials, and so I need to keep responding to it. So, I'm happy to never tweet about this again if KJ does not talk about this case ever. And that's where we were at until, I don't know, sometime last night. I was asleep when more documents were filed. So we're talking about the more documents that were filed. There is a motion again, Your Honor. We've all agreed to a status conference. Tuesday, they're hearing the motion to have the status conference. We'll see if they actually have the status conference on Tuesday. I'll give you my kind of Emily pondering about what that might be when we get to the end of this. And motion for, reply to plaintiffs, reply to the motion for the status conference, a declaration from KJ, and a declaration from Brown. And, a download of Salty's entire Twitter account. We're not reading Salty's entire Twitter account. There is a Twitter account, I'm fucking raking, that has these in a Dropbox and has done a public service to everyone interested in this case by putting them for free in a Dropbox. So if you want to read through Salty's entire Twitter account, 1, it's public, have at you, enjoy. And 2, that account has done this. I will link it below. Racken has absolutely made sure to keep this in the public eye so that everyone who wants to access it can. It's a pandemic. I mean, if you need 300 plus pages of shit to read, you can lawsuit along at home and see what you think of this suit. I'm going to ask you a lot to say, am I misreading this? What do you think? My initial takeaway from this is that this is all fucking irrelevant at this point, that this shit could have been an email or a phone call between Brown and Salty. Here's how this should have gone down from my perspective. Hey, Brown, bro, shit's popping off on Twitter. People are like threatening me and my kids and others. And they're saying they're doing it on behalf of your client. They're adding your client's email to shit. We should probably get to the bottom of this, because if this is people like setting up your client, we need to know. And if this is actually your client, we also need to know. Either way, we need to know what the fuck is popping off. So can we just do that? And then what should have happened is, Salty, yeah, my client says that's not her. That shit's horrifying. This shouldn't be happening at all. We do need to find out who's doing this. They shouldn't be messing in this lawsuit. They shouldn't be doing this to my client. We all need to figure it out. Let's get on the phone and see if we can talk to the court on Tuesday and say that this is happening. That's what should have happened. But no one got onto the phone. Brown dropped a motion, and now all the shit has, like, it's out of the horse. It hit the fan. It got picked up by a tornado, then a tsunami, and it's fucking everywhere like a pipe explosion. It's just, and by pipe, I mean like a city pipe where like the poop just like, it's literally a shit. You get the point. Let's just pull up the motion and go for it. You guys, thank you for all the super chats. I'm seeing them coming in. I am trying to get to them, but I want to get through this first, and then I will get to questions for sure. So we are going to do this. If we have time, we will talk about the motion to file shit under seal. We touched on it yesterday when we talked. There is a little bit more that's on the docket about that, but it's just regarding those motions under seal. So it's not really a big deal for our purposes, because this is what's going to be heard on Tuesday. And of course, after that hearing, I will be here live. We're going to push back coffee and cursey words. And then, because that's normally at 11, we're going to push it back and then talk about this after the hearing on Tuesday. Because who knows, the court might say, as I was going to talk and then didn't, the court might say, we're doing a status conference now. The court might say, hey, if you want me to do what you're asking me to do, then you are saying that you are asking for me to take jurisdiction of this case. So now we have jurisdiction over this case. That could happen. The court could say, do you want to do that? And then they say, no, I don't want to do that at all. Who knows? Who knows? So we'll see what happens on Tuesday, and we'll be here to talk about it. All right. Y'all, literally all of this could have been a phone. All of this could have been a phone call. This is such a fucking waste of money for everyone's clients. I hate seeing shit like this. I don't think it benefits the clients at all. I feel like the attorneys are just slapping at each other, and this really could have been a phone call. And then they could have talked to the court. But of course, Brown filed this on a Monday that was a holiday before they could call Chambers and say, can we have a conversation? All of this just popped off. This request for status conference popped off in a way it didn't have to. I think both parties, as I've made the document big and I'm still yabbering, both parties should want to get to the bottom of what went down on Twitter. I just can't imagine an attorney not being like, yeah, that's fucking horrifying. So let's get into it. For real this time. 3 wrap-ups to even get into it. Three starts before we got into the document. Argument, the court may govern counsel's conduct without a gag order. Oh, defense doesn't want a gag order. Weird. Why not? Why not? The motion from defense was like, hey, make Salty stop doing this. Okay, well, then both sides need to have a gag order. My perspective. The defendant's intention was to invoke this court's supervisory power. Oh, are you asking for jurisdiction? Sure fucking sounds like it. By the way, it's a sparkling rosé kombucha without vodka because I'm firing up on my own today. To, quote, manage its own proceedings and control the conduct of the parties and attorneys before it. Okay, so is that going to be the court saying all of you need to shut the fuck up? Because that's a gag order. Also, if defendants were clear what they were asking for in their motion, then no one would have to guess what they were asking for. But like the motion to dismiss, it was vague. From my perspective, it didn't say we want you to do this. It said we want them to stop doing this. It didn't say what they wanted the court to do. Plaintiff's counsel, Saltsy, has engaged in abusive conduct, both in the social media harassment campaign he has waged against defendant Paulson and in his unfounded recent email threats of criminal prosecution. This violates the rule forbidding attorneys to act for the purpose of harassing or intimidating opponents, opposing counsel, or witnesses. Y'all keep this in mind as we get into the emails. I want you to tell me what you think. Do you think, play along at home, do you think the emails as you read them were harassing or threatening? And do you think what went down on Twitter was more harassing than the tweets KJ made about the Westbrooks? I'm very curious about your thoughts as we do this. Counsel's threats of criminal prosecution also violate the rules of professional conduct of his own state. By the way, my perspective saying this has to be forwarded to the authorities because they're threats against my children isn't threatening criminal prosecution. It's saying this has to be investigated. Also, in none of this did I see we went through the entire other motion with the Salty filed and the declarations. I didn't see anywhere in there it said, this is 100% KJ. As I read it, it said, someone is doing this, saying that they're doing this for your client. What gives? Maybe I'm misreading everything, but I feel like counsel is reading into this. Y'all on the interwebs accuse the drama community of stretching. This is more stretching than I've ever seen any single drama commentary channel do. We are reaching. Saltz has tweeted about Paulson at least 375 times. You guys have Salty's Twitter. How many of those tweets say like, thank you, I'll look at that. What's up? You can be the judge at home of that. The first fact the court should be aware of in evaluating plaintiff's use of Twitter in this case is the sheer volume of Mr. Saltz's tweets regarding defendant Paulson. My first thought on this is, wouldn't it be nice if we knew the sheer volume of KJ's tweets? That would sure be cool, because I know there were a lot of them about me that got deleted. That would sure be cool to know the volume of other people's tweets, but okay. Now the volume of tweets matters. So let's open the door even wider to talk about KJ's Twitter account. Sure, seems wise. Since this lawsuit was filed on October 31st, 2020, Saltz has posted 375 tweets regarding Paulson. I fixed it. Or this case, because I don't think it's both, but okay. The majority of Salty's Twitter activity since this case was filed has been directed at Paulson. I mean, if by directed you mean responsive, sure. This campaign won him some 6,200 Twitter users. Do we mean followers? Also, do we know what Salty's Twitter was at before? Also, is this a fucking popularity contest with who has more Twitter followers? Like, why are we measuring dicks over Twitter followers right fucking now? Jesus Christ. Plaintiffs argue that they themselves have not publicly commented on this case. They do not have to do that work. They don't have to put in the work. Like, they don't have to put in the work. Sure. When they pay their attorneys to publicly harass, taunt, and defame Ms. Paulson. Why does that sentence sound like KJ wrote it? To me, they're defaming me. If anything on Salty's Twitter is defamation, please let me know. I'm super curious. But do we really want to say that the thing Salty says is defamation when we know what the allegations are in this case? Is that what we want to do? Is that what we want to do? Really? Okay. Seems ill-advised. Saltz's tweets have not been limited to the safe harbor, but have instead been used for the purpose of abusing and harassing Ms. Paulson. The entire Twitter account is attached. Y'all can take a look at it. The false accusations of criminal hacking. Someone tell me where the accusations are. I have not seen them. Cause there aren't any. Salty wrote, well, what do we have here? There appears to have been several hacking attempts on my Google and Twitter accounts and possibly others. This is not the first time, and whomever it was appears that whomever it was used a familiar email address in their efforts. Tell me where that says that KJ was doing it. Because it says appears and whomever. Someone is doing a thing and using KJ's email address. That doesn't say that KJ is doing it. So the interpretation that says that KJ is doing it is fuckery. It's not what is said. The reaching in this. He then posted a screenshot in which Ms. Paulson's publicly known email address appeared, and he highlighted her email address with red marker. I mean, didn't look like marker, but whatever. We're not gonna split hairs. There's too much else to talk about. There's no question Saltz intended his more than 6,000 Twitter followers. Well, what is it, 6,000 or is it 6,200? To take this as an accusation. He wanted them to take it as an accusation. We're in a legal document arguing that an attorney intended people to interpret something against the words that are actually said. Okay. The reason there's objections to speculation is because speculation is not fact. Saltz followed the initial tweet with another the same day, suggesting that a tweet from Paulson earlier in January was an admission of hacking. He asked, but on that tweet, I can see where they're like, ooh, why is this pointed out? However, don't tweet. We can see everything that you do in your email. Because why would you be able to see everything anyone could do in their email? Y'all tell me what that tweet aged like. A diaper in a car in Phoenix, Arizona in the summer with 117-degree heat with the windows up? Is that what it aged like? Let me know. He followed with another tweet the same day, blaming Paulson's, quote, bulldogs for an attempted hacking of one of his witnesses. One of Saltz's followers responded to this tweet by baselessly accusing Paulson of Oh, I'm sorry. So a Twitter user then said some shit, and that is the attorney's responsible for that? If that's true, if one is responsible for everything that's said under their tweet, what is KJ responsible for? Are we sure that we want to go with this train of logic? Because I feel like Brown's not aware of all the things that have been on social media. But all right. Saltz publicly and uncritically took this as evidence of Ms. Paulson's guilt, replying, I will need that for our report to authorities and the court Exhibit E. Saltz's, quote, followers took his tweets as he intended. Oh, okay. So the argument is that somehow Saltzy's tweet is like a dog whistle to his followers. But in the last motion, wasn't KJ on video saying, have fun, go at it, go get the detractors? Is this really the argument we want to make? Because I feel like this should have just been solved in a fucking phone call. Remarkably, plaintiffs have responded to defendant's motion by attempting to justify these public accusations. You know how I feel about the word accusations of criminal wrongdoing by offering 3 declarations with what purports to be but is not evidence that Paulson did in fact commit this crime. That's actually not what the fuck it says. One of those declarations is from a UK resident named Nat, who testified that she is autistic and suffers from mental health disorders, including anxiety and depression. The declaration contains purported screenshots of communications with Ms. Paulson, which have been fabricated. Okay, they're faked. Well, I guess we'll see what they say. Remarkably, on the morning of January 29th, plaintiff's counsel began receiving emails from their, quote, witness, forwarding what plaintiff's counsel admitted were fake emails from the undersigned counsel and Ms. Paulson to Kennett, making threats to try to coerce her to change her testimony. Despite the obvious serious questions surrounding Kennett's credibility, plaintiff's counsel refused to withdraw her declaration. But she talked about what happened and didn't say it was KJ. She said, I observed this. Oh my God, y'all. I saw you guys asking about my shirt. It's a Star Wars quote. It says, I'm kind of a big deal. Finn. Okay, big deal. Sorry. Him saying he's kind of a big deal in the rebellion is a moment I live for, and a friend made me a shirt. It felt like today. Other tweets posted for the sole purpose, there's also speculation and argumentative, of harassing and taunting. Defendants point out that on New Year's Day, Saltz posted a tweet criticizing Paulson for working instead of spending time with her family. We've already been over this. This is repetitive. Saltz inserted himself entirely into an unrelated dispute between Paulson and a man she had accused of sexual harassment and retaliation in 2019, knowing nothing about the matter except what he heard from the defendant. Oh, Jesus God. Saltz falsely accused Paulson of paying people to subscribe to her YouTube channel. I don't think that's what he said. I think he accused her of purchasing subscribers, but that doesn't mean that's not how that works. When you buy subs, you don't like go find a person and pay them to subscribe. I question what Brown knows about YouTube, but because that's not what that says. And I don't think he accused her. What I remember of that going down was that somebody said KJ buys subs, and Salty said, do you have evidence of that? What do you know about that? And why do you think that? Can you explain to me? Paying for subscribers is a violation of YouTube's terms of service. Yes, it has nothing to do with the claims in this lawsuit. Nothing in this has anything to do with the claims of this lawsuit, and was clearly intended to harass and defame Miss Paulson and her business. Well, no. Someone else said it, and he asked about it because this stretching in this, because it was going, when that was going down, it was going towards the number of subscribers and where they were. And somebody was like, she might not have that many subscribers in Washington because there have been these accusations that she purchased subs. These are the accusations. It seems like she may have less subscribers in Washington. Just to know, it might be less because there's these allegations of purchase subs. So really, she might actually have less contacts, was how I read the Twitter thread before Salty jumped into it. Because I remember being like, oh, that's interesting. If there's purchase subscribers, are her contacts with Washington for jurisdiction less than what they may have seemed to be? Moving on. Saltz accused Paulson of lying about her prior relationship with an internet publisher of online content. Again, this has nothing to do with this lawsuit unless it's Pathos, because the article for Pathos is alleged in the complaint, but unless it's something else that I'm not aware of. Again, this has nothing to do with this lawsuit. Again, unless it's Pathos. Saltz sent 2 tweets early in the morning of New Year's Day in which he responds to tweets from 2 of his regular fans and committed haters of Miss Paulson. These tweets referred to Paulson as a POS. Piece of shit. He put it in paren just for the court's edification. I appreciate that. And a biatch in reference to a video she had published. Saltz joined into the public attack, responding, quote, what did he say? If not Miss Paulson, is she always like that on her Instagram account? And why would someone watch her videos? Is that jumping onto a public hate train? Chat, I have questions. The previous day, New Year's Eve, Saltz responded to another tweet from one of his fans directed at Paulson, in which she referred to Paulson as, quote, hey, stupid, and ended her tweet with fuck you or F you. Rather than suggest that his fans avoid this kind of abuse, Saltz responded by asking for more submissions from other fans. Oh my God. All right. Responding to a tweet from someone who claimed to have a video in which Paulson contradicted something she said in another video, Saltz wrote, most people are advised to keep quiet after being sued. I present to you Exhibit A, which is as to why such is sound advice. I mean, okay. Is that harassing, or is this now junior high school kids pointing fingers at each other? Because none of this, all of this is like, Salty sucks, but none of this goes to the underlying issue of why there are people trying to use KJ's email account, which should be the fucking point. If someone is creating these things to fuck with her, it's a huge problem. And all of this goes, yeah, but Salty's a dick on Twitter. None of this goes to, hey, my client is being harassed by people going after others to make her look bad. Why isn't that the point of this? Why is the point of this Salty sucks on Twitter? Okay. Salty regularly accuses Paulson of destroying evidence. He posted this tweet responding to nothing, obviously targeted at her. While working at the district attorney's office after law school, a wise detective once told me you can judge a person's level of guilt by the amount of evidence they attempt to delete once charges are filed. I believe this applies more so in the context of civil suits. Well, what day was that posted on? And was it relating to something else? Context. Okay, sorry. Salty Sucks on Twitter. I forgot this was a motion for Salty Sucks. Okay. Saltz posted a tweet alleging that Paulson's supporters must also be Trump supporters. Did he? What? We need to see Exhibit Q because I have so many questions about that. Is this like a dog whistle reference? I don't know. I have questions. The court should disregard plaintiff's distractions. Oh my God, this is nothing but distractions. Can we disregard everyone's distractions? Can we just take everyone off of Twitter? Defendants brought this motion to address plaintiff's counsel's abuse of social media and improper threats to bring criminal charges against defendants. Again, that's not what that said, but okay. Plaintiff's response is an attempt to distract the court with entirely unfounded accusations that defendants have engaged in a campaign to abuse plaintiff's witnesses. That's not what that said. Like, when we get to facts, that's not what that said. That's not how this works. You don't get to just say they're threatening me when the entire point of the other thing is someone is doing this, saying they're doing it for your client. We would like to know who it is. Holy shit. We're never going to get through this. This is just, okay, thank fucking God. All right. There's no credible evidence that defendants are responsible for any alleged online harassment of anyone. Nobody said there was. 2, there is indisputable evidence that plaintiff's counsel has repeatedly used social media to harass Paulson. If Salty's Twitter is harassment, is that really where we want to pin the standard of harassment in this suit? We want to do that? Because I feel like maybe no. Okay. Supplemental declaration of KJ in support of defendant's motion for a status conference. Over the age of 18, make this declaration to support defendant's motion. That's another declaration. You guys, I would not want my client to be on the record this much. I would not want this many signed declarations. I would not want this many signed declarations in this case. Holy shit, there's almost 8,000 of you watching. Hey, y'all. We're galloping through these motions. But if you could go ahead and like the video and maybe subscribe, we'll watch the counter turnover all together. It'll be fun. It'll be something fun. It'll be fun because this makes my brain want to bleed. All right. I've reviewed the declaration of Nat filed by plaintiffs. The declaration falsely accuses me of attempting to hack. I have an entire video on that. You can go back and watch the video. That's literally not what that says. And if that is what that says, then I would sit here going, yes, that's what that says. And I would have said in that video, hey, that's speculative. You can't know that. Because you don't know who's behind the keyboard. The entire time we've talked about this, we've said this is speculative. They're saying someone is doing these things. They're saying they're doing it for you. We need to know who's doing it. We don't know who's at the keyboard. They keep taking that as an attack, saying these allege that I do this. Why would they interpret it that way? Because that's not what it says. No one said that. Oh. And alleges I was somehow involved in what appeared to have been vicious and cruel online attacks on her in my name. It doesn't say you were involved. It said somebody was doing it in your name. I've never attempted to hack into her accounts, and I have done nothing to harass her. I've never asked or coordinated with anyone to hack into her accounts or harass her. How about I've never encouraged? I've never encouraged anyone to do it. Does it say that here too? Let's hope so. The messages Kenneth claims to have received are vile and cruel. We can all agree. I did not and would not send those or ask anyone to send them on my behalf. There we are. I did not and would not ask anyone to send them on my behalf. Good. A denial. I myself have received numerous personal attacks since this lawsuit began. I hope they're attached. I would like to compare them to the ones that are being received by everyone else. I address specific paragraphs and images below. Paragraph 6. I did not say I had to delete videos because of the lawsuit or for my safety. The entire image is fabricated. I never wrote the words attributed to me in this image, nor did I ever fear, quote, facing charges because of anything I wrote about Tati. Oh, there's Tati's name. Hi, Tati Westbrook. There's your name in this lawsuit. I mean, because it's not a lawsuit against Salts, but all right. I have never asked anyone to go after, harass, intimidate, or punish Nat, nor have I, quote, worked with anyone, quote, closely or otherwise to harass, hack, threaten, punish, or intimidate. I'm going to let y'all decide how you feel about that. I've never attempted to gain access to her email account. Recently, on a number of occasions, I've received notifications that my publicly available email address has been used in an apparent attempt to gain unauthorized access to email and social media accounts. I have not done this. I believe others are doing this to manufacture evidence. Might be that I have made these improper attempts. Might be, why isn't that the focus? Why isn't that the focus? It binged. Hi there. But why isn't that the focus? That should be the entire focus of this whole thing. The entire focus of this should not be Salty sucks. The entire focus of this should be, if someone is trying to do this to me, that is fucked and it's illegal, because that should be the focus. I feel like we're all like, the point is just so missed. That is the focus. Paragraph 7 that doesn't line up with the lines because we're still on 45-line paper. Put it on your bingo card, 45-line paper. But that's the point. The point of all of this is that, is someone doing this to try to fuck with KJ? Because that should never happen. Exhibit 3 at paragraph 43. I did not write, quote, don't tell anyone I deleted anything or I'll sue you, nor would I. This is a fabricated screenshot. Well, who fabricated it? Attached as Exhibit A is a true and correct screenshot of the actual conversation between Nat and her. Exhibit A shows a comparison of the genuine screenshot. Oh, well, now we're positioning which one's genuine. Okay. And the doctored one. Again, there's no, okay. This is irrelevant to whether there needs to be a status conference, but okay. Okay. Now we're all just making a record. Miss Nat deleted my actual comment, quote, half these people have me blocked, and replaced it with a different text bubble saying, don't tell anyone I deleted anything or I'll sue you. The court will note the misspelling of all is consistent with Nat's numerous misspellings in her messages, and more importantly, the exact misspelling is repeated twice in the fake email discussed next. Exhibit 4, again, okay. These are all assumptions that this is fake, because no one said they were from her in the first place, but all right. Exhibit 4 at 49, Kenneth does not accuse me of sending this faked email, and in fact, I did not. However, the court will note that the exact same misspelling of all from the Instagram message in paragraph 8, and all is repeated twice in this fake email. Further, I never sent Nat any emails at all. The court should note, well, then where is the evidence that someone is sending them from her email address? I'm curious, because that seems like a problem. That seems like it should be the focus. The court should note that Nat has now forwarded to plaintiff's counsel fake emails from my attorney, Brown. If somebody is sending emails from Brown's email account, that seems like a big fucking problem. Containing similar threats, plaintiff's counsel apparently concedes Mr. Brown did not write these either. Further still, the phrase, "it don't wash with me," is something I have never heard or seen or used. Okay. Also, I never refer to my son as severely impaired. He has level 1 autism and is medically fragile, not severely impaired. Nobody said you said it. Finally, while this email has me saying I have 4 million views and 1,200 subscribers, in fact, I have 50 million views and 135,000 subscribers. And I was the first one that broke the story with regard to the Swanson lawsuit. Oh, wait, that's not in there. Did I read that in? Yes, I did. I read that in. These are not facts. I would have misstated. We know. No one said you wrote the email. Great. Good God. I had nothing to do with the other messages reflected in the exhibits. The Facebook screenshots in Exhibit 5 are fakes. Nothing like this was ever posted at my Facebook account. The court has got to be asking, what is the point? Like, let's just subpoena it and see what's there. Oof. This switch to a digital signature at some point. Okay. Which is odd to me that it switched to a digital signature. We'll see what the court, I don't know if the court will say anything because it was filed late. This purports to be side-by-sides of the screenshots. But on Twitter where I don't see all the, okay, so something is a problem or something was unsent or something is a problem, but either way, then things need to be subpoenaed, but it's not even really relevant at this point. Also, okay, also things can be unsent, which I believe is what was said in the Nat Declaration, that messages were unsent, which can happen on Instagram, but okay. Okay. Either supplement of Brown. Oof. Attached as Exhibit A is a true and correct copy of a declaration from Todd Price. Attaching a report showing all of Mr. Saltz's tweets from November 1st through January 26th. Attached as Exhibit B are screenshots taken from the Twitter account of Michael Saltz. Michael Saltz's criminal allegations via email. We've already talked about the emails. The emails are attached, so we'll just go to them before. Salter, we also have direct messages from your client threatening our witness with lawsuits if she shares her information with us, and there appears to be direct communication on Twitter with one of the harassers that made death threats and other threats against our witness. We are in the process of providing all of the information to the federal authorities and will be pressing charges once we determine all who are involved. Where does that say they're pressing charges against KJ? It says appears to be, and we will be pressing charges with those involved. Where does that, am I missing something? Because I used to press criminal charges and I wouldn't do it on that. That says we need to find who did it. Okay. In fact, there were no direct messages from my client threatening plaintiffs' witnesses with lawsuits. Well, that's because they're saying it's fake, but they're talking about this one. You're saying it's fake. They're not. They say it appears to be. Okay. In a second email, Saltz wrote, we also demand that you document and take control over the 24 Twitter accounts and 3 email accounts that apparently belong to your client to safeguard them from deletion due to her sock accounts now being exposed. Please confirm. In fact, contrary to Saltz's reckless accusation, well, people said it on Twitter. They said, KJ hired us. By the way, she has this. It's not a reckless allegation. If it's not true, then just say, in fact, that's not true. People said some shit on Twitter. That shit isn't true. Paulson had nothing to do with the, quote, 24 Twitter accounts that were allegedly used to harass Kennett, nor did Paulson receive any information from them. Then just say that. The allegation that Paulson's sock accounts have now been exposed is plainly an allegation that Paulson was in fact behind these alleged... How do we get to there? Is plainly an allegation that Paulson was in fact behind those alleged criminal hacking attempts and harassment. How do we get to that conclusion? It's like statement, stretch to... I don't know how we get to that conclusion. In the third email, Saltz wrote, the other hacker is disclosing information of your client's plans to delete evidence and bring false charges against me. There is evidence of open communications and planning between your clients and the hacker's accounts, as all involved foreshadowed that they were going to hit us with a big surprise. I remember those tweets too, because I remember being told I was in big trouble and I was in for a big surprise. And then all of my accounts got attempted to be hacked. And then I started getting threats. It was weird. But I can understand why they said that. We demand to know what your involvement or knowledge was of these alleged plans. That accurately states that thing. Again, the allegation that a hacker was disclosing information about Ms. Paulson's criminal plans is plainly an allegation of her guilt. literally their emails between counsel. These are literally emails between counsel. These are not public emails. These are literally emails between counsel of him saying, what the fuck is happening? Okay. Hey, it's me. Salsa's promotion of moi. Plaintiff's counsel deny that they have done anything to promote the YouTube channel of me. Well, right, because they haven't. But okay. However, at the very outset of this case, Miss Salty posted a public tweet saying, Emily Baker is wicked smart. I believe that tweet also included Def Noodles and a bunch of other creators, but I'll take the compliment. Thanks. Appreciate it. I'll go. We'll go with it, but I don't know if that's a promotion or an observation or just a crack at Boston, but whatever. Attached here too as Exhibit Q is a true and correct screenshot of that tweet. I thought Exhibit Q was saying that Paulson's supporters were Trump supporters. Where did the Trump supporter thing go? Hold on, I need to Control F. Hopefully Trump only appears once. Salt posted a tweet alleging that Ms. Paulson's supporters must also be Trump supporters, Exhibit Q. But this is saying Exhibit Q is about me. We need to investigate Exhibit Q at some point. We'll get there. Oh my God, we've already been on for 45 minutes. I'm moving quickly. Back to where we were. Oh wait, we're not there yet. Sorry. This is what happened. I was just, it got stuck in my head. There we go. We're back. So Exhibit Q is what? Is Exhibit Q about, okay, we'll just have to figure out. Exhibit Q is a true and correct screenshot of that tweet. He posted 2 subsequent tweets showing his, quote, team. Why is team in quotes? He works at a law firm. What? Showing his team working this case on a weekend with Emily Baker's YouTube channel prominently playing in the background on a large screen television monitor in the conference room. Well, it's a case being discussed on Twitter. I imagine both sides are watching the discussion of the case on YouTube and Twitter, and not just mine, because I believe Salt's posted pictures of Uncivil on the Twitter as well. But okay, sure. Furthermore, Baker and Saltz frequently exchanged tweets regarding this case. Not really. Attached here too, our Exhibit S are just some of those exchanges. I'm fascinated. Saltz even posted a tweet in which he simultaneously attacked Paulson's YouTube channel and promoted Baker's channel. Exhibit I. Well, okay. Conference of counsel in their motion, defendants accurately described the email communications between counsel, and the email communication said, we need to talk about this. Let's have a call. And then Brown went and filed, but okay. Holy God. All right. We've got to find Exhibit Q real quick, or I'll forget. Let's go to Q, because I don't want to have to scroll like a maniac to get, oh my God, okay, that's not going to work. Just put in the letter Q. There's too many letter Qs. Nope. Oh, because does it not say exhibit? Does it just say Exhibit Q? No, it doesn't. Damn it. We're gonna have to scroll. Hold on. I'm gonna scroll real quick so I don't make you all nauseous. Then we're gonna go through some of these, and then we're gonna get into it, because all of this is. Oh, we're not gonna be able to do it. That's gonna take too long. Fuck it. We're just gonna go through this. All right, some dude named Todd is apparently like an internet expert or some shit, and like downloaded Twitter. Cool. He downloaded Twitter. Okay, Twitter. Salty's Twitter. This is I'm fucking racking, by the way, who has all the things in the Dropbox if you're looking for that. This must be recent because I did change my profile picture to have the curly hair, so there's that. Okay, this is Salty's Twitter. If you want to peruse Salty's Twitter, guess what? It's on Twitter. You can go and do that. This is the red marker. Looks cool. Let's get to Exhibit Q, because this is all just Salty's Twitter. And this is a lot of people talking to Saltz on Twitter. So if y'all have tweeted at Salty, you might be here too. You can go take a look. We're going to try to get to the exhibits. Me again. Fantastic. Wonderful. These are the accounts that are discussed in the other one. The accounts that were one of the accounts that was making threats. Let's get through the Twitter stuff. Of course, it's not all loading because I'm moving too fast. These are all, come on, computer, catch up. Nope, we're on page 46 of 322, just so we're aware. A lot of these are added. I wonder if they counted the added ones in the number of communications. Now let's keep going. When are we getting to the other exhibit? Lord Almighty. My computer is literally struggling here. Let's make these small and see if we can get them to load faster so we can get to exhibit Q. Because there's so many pages. None of this is relevant to the underlying issue. Like, if we're talking about distractions, none of this is, I should just leave this up while I scroll so you can see how much it is. None of this is relevant to the underlying issue that we still don't know from any of this who is behind threats that happened on Twitter, email accounts that were attempted to be gotten into, and then people using KJ's work email address as the recovery email address. Why are they not more concerned about that? And if emails are really being sent from Attorney Brown's work address, how is someone spoofing his work address? That seems like it's a big fucking concern. And yet here we are taking piss shots at Saltz's Twitter. I feel like the point is being missed, but okay. Let's just try to find the exhibits. We're still in Salty's entire Twitter account. Which was downloaded on Wednesday, the 27th. So just. Okay. We're trying to get to the next declaration. We're trying to get, or the next exhibit in this. We're trying, and then I'm going to answer questions. What time is it? Oh, it's 6:25. We've got to hustle because there's a members Zoom meeting this evening we do a quarterly Zoom call with the upper two tiers of members on the channel. So that is tonight at 7, and I don't want to be late. So we're going to get to a few of these and a few questions. I imagine of the 8,600 of you on here, most of you are supposed to be on that Zoom call too. So we're just going to keep going. The judge is going to take issue with all of this, Philip. The judge is going to take issue on all of this. The judge is not going to care about any of this because none of this matters. The judge is going to be like, we are supposed to be talking about, look, here's the issue. The big issue with all of this is if there are accounts that are trying to in some way manipulate this case or make things out to look like KJ is harassing people or they're doing it on her behalf, that is a huge fucking problem that needs to be gotten to the bottom of. And now there's allegations in this that someone is sending emails from Brown's email address. How is someone sending emails from his work email address? The cybersecurity seems to be a bigger issue than Salty's Twitter account. And I just don't understand why the big issue is not the big issue. Oh my God, we're finally at Exhibit C. Thank God. But again, this tweet, was this prior tweet supposed to be an admission of hacking? It's a question. I can see why they took issues with this question, but also email communications go both ways. Trust me, just like I'm being watched, so are you. We know everything. Sounds like you have access to somebody's email account. Exhibit D. They hacked all of her accounts today after she was doxxed by KJ's Bulldogs. That's actually an accurate representation of what was said in that one. So yes. To those that tamper with a witness or informant, we will find you and teach you about 15 USCS. I don't think that particular part is directed at KJ. I think that that's directed at whoever is doing it. I don't think that's directed at her. I think that's directed at whoever's doing this on her behalf. That's just me. Tell me if I'm reading into things in the chat. Very interesting. Her quote post about her account being hacked was at 10:20 p.m. The emails from Twitter were at 9:24 and 9:28, which is 11:30 p.m. Central. Good planning on her part. Plant a seed of doubt an hour before making an attempt. What post? I will need that for a report to the authorities and the court. Again, I think that's asking. But y'all, let me know. Exhibit F. We've been over this one so many times. We're not going over it again. But we're okay. Oh, is this everyone's response? Hi, Arnie. Hi, Kat. Hi, Jennifer. Hey, Tam Tam. Is this everyone who responded? This is me. This is me right now. Like, not even seriously spelled out, like SRSY. Like, seriously. Okay, we have to get through all these. Are all these the responses? I mean, accurate. Yikes with all of this. Okay. This is everything that's under that tweet. All right. Well, Twitter's available. Y'all can go look. I do love a meme. Guys. Pages and there's no way. There is a research attorney reading all of this going, Your Honor, just don't read it, because you're going to want to stab yourself in the eye with a pencil. Why are we still in this Twitter thread? Because memes are memes. We love memes. We love a meme. Yes, there is a standing order for page limit, but they've hid this in a declaration. So, well, I just want to get to exhibit Q. This is all of the conversation. By the way, this meme on TikTok is one of my favorites. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. I love it so much. I would make TikToks to just that if I made TikToks. We are still going. We are still going. We're still going. Oh my God. Why? Oh, Exhibit G. Damn it. We're only at G. Okay. Emails. Emails are helpful. Emails are good. Emails are interesting. Emails can be relevant. Brown, we have forwarded a series of emails. When was this? Oh, 129. Wait, that was yesterday. We haven't seen these yet. I thought we hadn't seen these yet. These are from yesterday. We've been forwarded a series of emails received by our witness, Nat, that have been made to look like they have come from you and Paulson. We do not believe these emails are from you. We believe that these emails have been made to look like they are from you. We are sending them to our computer expert for analysis and, if possible, tracing. So all of these came after Nat's declaration were filed. The first email received using your email address is below. I will send others to you in following emails. Please feel free to call me should you wish to discuss. If someone is spoofing or has access to the attorney's email, why is that not the focus? Because that is a giant fucking problem. Thank you so much, Allie. Why isn't that the biggest fucking point of all of this? Someone is sending us emails from your email. What? Why is that not the thing? Okay. Here it is, forwarded. Michael Brown, M. Brown, and this is his law firm, to her. And the reason I didn't blur this out is because it's in everything and everywhere and is locked down, I would imagine, at this point. Natalie, we know your declaration is false. However, if you will tell the truth in that Michael Saltz intimidated, threatened, and harassed you into making such a statement, we can put this right. If not, tomorrow we will offer the court your full medical history, including your rare diagnosis, which I did redact for privacy, which shows you are incapable and lack capacity. Katie has shown me the messages between you. And as such, I believe these are things you wish to remain private. Please choose wisely. How would somebody spoofing this know things? And I don't know if these things are true, but if they're being directed at her, how does anyone know? Like, how? Here's another one. From Brown to Nat. I should also hasten to add it would be all too easy to find out the location and address of your ex-husband. I am told that you have an injunction against him, redacted by me for privacy. I am sure, therefore, I will be hearing from you today. What? Okay. Okay. This is another one from KJ's business email. Like, this is from that email. So who has access to that email, and why isn't that the main point? You should watch today's docs. Did you really think I'd let you end my career, you silly little girl? Now you are going to pay the consequences. You see the convo we had when I told you I was going to sue you. When they hacked your account, we changed it. I unsent my messages and changed the narrative so it reads like I never told you that because I knew you'd use it against me, you stupid butch. Now I can show the court that you're a liar, removing all credentials you have as a witness. I mean, I guess that would be credibility. Get out of that. Also, my team are the best legal team and the best legal team you could have. I also know people, bad people, who have faked screenshots for me. So in about 24 hours, people will believe you have lied about everything. We've also got no trace on these emails, so I can send you whatever I like and you can't trace them back to me. You should never have been a witness, Nat. Now I'm going to show everyone the dirty skank you are. But like, how, what, where is the outrage from the defense that someone is using this email address? Like, where is that? Why is that not the conversation? This is from yesterday morning. Brown, we have no evidence that any of the screenshots at issue have been doctored. To the extent that you have any evidence that shows that any of the screenshots have been fabricated, please provide same for our review to determine the merits of such a claim. Does that sound accusatory for you? Because that sounds like, hey, can you maybe show me, please? We also do not claim that Paulson personally wrote any of these messages. We specifically state that someone wrote the messages or that someone is using accounts to make it look like your accounts are sending the messages, which should be the point. That said, we are informed that Nat and Paulson would frequently communicate through Instagram Messenger. The messages that we have provided appear to all be genuine. They are sent by someone and they were received by our witness. We are uncertain who wrote them. Your client very well may have been hacked or intimidated. That is why we're trying to determine the source of these messages. Seems like a reasonable thing to be doing. Seems like all the parties should be doing that. What's the source of the messages versus no, they're faked? It should be, where did they come from? I feel like this is missing the point. The only authorship attributed directly to your client was the January 27th tweet and the statements made in her video the same date. Everything else is as representative and received from unknown origins. Nevertheless, our computer expert continues to try to investigate this matter. It seems like everyone should want to investigate this matter. Am I crazy? Like, why is that not the thing? But look at this. This is a legit email from Brown. This is the same email address. So why isn't someone freaking the fuck out about that? Because if you have a law firm email address that has been successfully spoofed or hacked, why isn't that what you're bringing to the court's attention? Because it seems like that's the biggest fucking problem. Not, Salt said I'm doing these things. What? No. He said you're not doing these things, but why is no one concerned? Why is no one concerned? Why is no one concerned? I'm concerned. Why am I the only one concerned about this? This is a legit email. Also, this is in Brown's declaration, and it looks like the bottom has been left off. So, okay. This is a legit email. I appreciate the notice. Please confirm that you will immediately withdraw the declaration. I don't think that that's the logical conclusion. Like, why is the concern about the declaration and not about these emails and where they're coming from? It contains screenshots that have obviously been doctored to make it look like Katie wrote things she did not write. I have to assume that Nat is manufacturing evidence in order to get attention. Why is that the assumption? The conclusions that are being drawn kind of baffle me. Okay. Exhibit G. I'm going to have to make this smaller so we can cruise through because we are going to bump up against time very quickly. Hello, 8800 Law Nerds. I'm getting through this as fast as I can because we do have a members-only Zoom call tonight for the top 2 tiers of membership, so I'm trying to boogie oogie oogie, though I know that most of those members are probably here, and if we're just a few minutes late, they'll understand. But I'm going to try not to be. We've got some time. Let's keep going. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. We would like to get to purple hair, but okay. Exhibit L. Okay, we're not going through every single tweet. Like, we've got the entire Twitter account, and now we've got like tweet by tweet by tweet. Tweet. Jesus. I'm going to just start singing Rockin' Robin. That's what's going to happen. But not like actual Rockin' Robin, like Andy Bernard on The Office singing Rockin' Robin. Here we go. Exhibit Q. I watch a lot of YouTube videos for the case and have made personal observations unrelated to the case or the veracity of the content in the videos. Emily Baker is wicked smart. Def Noodles is extremely witty. Agreed, he is. And Sherelle is adorable. Nick and Dustin are also very entertaining. See, Nick and Dustin are mentioned. How did they get out of this so easy? Nick, Dustin, where'd you guys go? You were all up in this in the beginning. We all remember back in the day when we were all getting cease and desists and everybody was getting sued. I miss that. I'm teasing. Sarcasm. But that's Exhibit Q. Again, nothing to do with Salt's accusing KJ's supporters of being Trump supporters. But okay. Happy Saturday. This is working on a Saturday. Okay. Yes. That's me. Hi, everybody. I'm sorry that you have to watch my videos for work. I'm assuming that Brown is also watching my videos for work, in which case KJ is paying her attorney to watch my videos for work. Hello, everyone. That was a pinned tweet before we started doing court of public opinion. Also, this is but so much better than that is a Legally Blonde reference. But okay. This is conversation. Hey, Unirock. Hey, Sally. Hey, Twitter combo. But that Twitter combo doesn't seem related to this Twitter combo, so I'm super confused. But again, okay, this goes to January 16th. This is from November 8th. These are jumping around quite a lot. Hi, I'm freaking racking. Yeah. When Emily D. Baker says, don't rile the lawyers, it doesn't mean do this. You can't. I think this was resharing of Def Noodles. My Twitter page is the Bridge of the Star Destroyer. I'm sure the nerds like me have noticed they can call you Law Vader. I think it's funny. It has nothing to do with this case. Star Wars nerd. This was probably after a Sunday when I came back onto Twitter and was talking about what did I miss on Sunday? Because shit always goes down on Sunday when I have a no social day. But okay. This was a Nolo article, but this is me replying to someone. Okay, talking about a Nolo article. Back to a Star Wars reference mixed in with a Harry Potter reference because I am a giant fucking nerd on Twitter. Yes, I'm a giant nerd on Twitter. Also, come to the dark side. We have chocolate. It's funny. Oh, this is the rest of that Twitter conversation. I don't know why there are disjointed Twitter conversations about Star Wars, but this is one of my favorite things that happened in 2020 was Mark Hamill getting to Tashi Station. I lived for it. So, okay. This is from November 8th. This is from January 7th. I don't even know what the point is. But okay. This is a DA that both of us know because I know this DA too. And yes, Emily, that is an ADDA pin on my suit. I can't make it big, but that looks like Salty when he was a DA. I don't know what any of this has to do with anything other than me talking about things I talk about things on Twitter. That's so weird when you are a commentator and you talk about things on Twitter. And this is about the Girardis. I don't know why any of this is relevant, but okay. Is this true? Asking for my best friend. Oh, talking about cease and desist. Well, most of them ask you to stop or let you know that you'll be sued if you don't. That accurate. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Is that the end? That's the end. Oh, what's the end? We did it. We did it. We did it. We did it. True sleuth, accurate. 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 Trump is Exhibit P. Well, in the motion, they said Exhibit Q. And I'm not searching for it. I'm going to try to get to a few questions. I'm going to thank everyone for the super chats that I missed. I'm sorry if I missed them. We were galloping through this. It is 6:45. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. The conclusions being drawn could be better and straighter from the point by a blindfolded person during an earthquake. I don't know why I read that so poorly. The conclusions being drawn could be drawn better and straighter from point to point by a blindfolded person during an earthquake. I just don't understand. Shouldn't Brown's firm be very concerned about spoofing? If I was a client of the firm, I'd be very concerned. I don't know why those aren't the biggest concern. Like the biggest concern in all of this should be the spoofing of the email, because when you looked at that, the emails looked like they came from his email. So if emails are being sent well spoofed from your email, and Salty clearly said in his email, we don't think these are from you. But if emails are being spoofed like that, that's a huge fucking problem, or there's a security breach there. So that seems to be the point. Do you think Def Noodles would wear his cat ears if he had to testify? I really hope so. He's not getting dragged into this. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to joke about it. No one wants to see their names brought up in declarations. It's not tea. It's not fun. It just is what it is. I missed a few people. Hello, Rich Lux. This is what I'm upset about. Shouldn't have been memes about Star Wars. It should have been totally about Star Trek. Come on. Sorry, Rich Lux. I'm a Star Wars nerd, but thank you for the super chat. And hello, it's good to see you. Yes, that Donna said, I feel another name calling coming on. Here's $20 in advance. Thank you. I don't know why we're missing the point. Thank you. Yes, that Donna. I don't know why the point is being missed. Oh, there we go. I don't know why the point is being missed about the emails. Like it seems to me that in all of this, the point of needing a status conference with the court is that people are carrying out shit on the internet and alleging that they are doing it on behalf of a party in a federal lawsuit. They are sending emails, in some of those from the email, because it looked, when it was pulled up, it was the email address coming from the work email address of a party in a lawsuit. That should be the biggest concern. That should be the focus. Not, he said this on Twitter and they said that on Twitter. The point seems so missed to me. I don't understand why but Salty sucks on Twitter. Salty said in his motion that was filed, on Wednesday? We agree we need a status conference. We're cool if the court wants to put a gag order out if it meets the criteria, but that means to all parties. And they're like, no, just tell him to stop it. That's not how that works. You can't just say, no, they can't talk on Twitter. Everyone in the case shouldn't be talking on Twitter, and I think that would be easy to accomplish. But no. What does this look, or why does this look a bunch of papers lying on a desk that were thrown into a filing? I don't understand. Amanda, I don't understand either. I don't understand either. What's the point of showing that Emily and Salty talk on Twitter? I can speculate that they keep hearkening back to the fact that they believe and keep saying that they think Salty is using channels to do something, which I still don't know, because we just covered the lawsuit. I keep stumbling for words because there's no sense to any of this. To me, all of the recent motions read like a waste of money, B, irrelevant, and C, this all could have been handled on a phone call. I don't know why the focus from all parties going on right now isn't trying to figure out who's creating the havoc on Twitter. Because obviously there's been death threats against people, some severe. That all has to be forwarded to the authorities. But the concern should be getting to the bottom of that, because I would think if you are the defense side, you're not saying, hey, Salt is saying this on Twitter, but saying, hey, someone's trying to interfere with this lawsuit, and they are sending emails from my email address. But why is that not the thing? I don't know. I don't know why that's not the focus. It boggles my mind. Would a gag order prevent Salts from gathering evidence on social media? Probably not. And opening the door in this, Brown opening the door to Salts has tweeted about this case this many times, I imagine is going to open the door for Salts to be like, we would sure love to know how many times your clients tweeted about the case. Oh, but wait, we don't think we can get all of those numbers. So let's just start the subpoenas now. Let's just start discovery, get the subpoenas. Let's get the subpoenas from Twitter and see what's been deleted. Let's go. Let's ride. Let's ride with Twitter. Let's go. Thank you, Allie. This is for the top 2 tiers for the Zoom only. It's in the community tab. We got 10 minutes. We got time. We've got time for a few more questions, and then I've got to bounce. And then I'm sure that I've just got to bounce. So almost all of the 300 pages were Salty's Twitter feed. Yep. That they paid someone to download so that there was a chain of evidence. Okay. Question, could their strategy be to throw doubt on the social media evidence in advance? Sophia, I really don't think the defense is thinking far enough ahead. I think the defense is thinking at destroy Salts now, and I don't know why. But I don't know what the play is here. It just seems like a waste of money to me. It just seems that there is such a we have to stop Salty at all costs. I don't get it. You guys, there are well over 8,000 of you in here. You can go ahead and don't be afraid. It won't bite. I'm in a business law class in college and we're covering civil law. So watching your videos is basically studying. It is. None of the cases you read will be this interesting because this much nonsense doesn't normally fly. Question, will the judge actually read this or will she be not related to jurisdiction? I'm already fed up. So Devin, this motion is regarding a status conference. The defense is saying that Salty is making accusations towards KJ. And the rest of it, I think the research attorney will parse and just be none of this shit is relevant. The big problem, I would guess they would see it the way I do. The big problem is that somebody's trying to interfere and we need to figure out who that is. So let's get all of the resources or subpoenas that we need to find out who's at the heart of this. Because I don't see this as plaintiffs saying, you are behind this. I see this as plaintiffs saying, shit is happening. Someone is doing it. The shit is bad. We need to figure out who the someone is. The fact that they keep taking it as, oh, you're attacking us, you're saying we're doing it, is very, very confusing to me, because that's literally not what that says. It says someone is doing this. Let's figure it out. The defense has said, oh, you're accusing me. Fuck you. But it's very confusing as to why that's their stance. It's mind-boggling. What point are they trying to make? Will the judge possibly refuse to accept it since it's all relevant? It's not all relevant. A lot of it's irrelevant. This is just going to the request for a status conference because the defense is saying that Saltz is accusing KJ of things on Twitter. So, yes, Chanel, I'm a little bit behind. Let me get to a few more questions, and then we're gonna have to roll. Is it possible for this? Is some weird double bluff from plaintiffs sending real emails claiming they're fake in order to cast doubt on other evidence? I can't imagine they would risk their case to play games like this. Like, this is not something that should be happening in any case ever. You normally just go through your case. And this popped off on Twitter. I can't imagine. I mean, I suppose we'll find out who's behind it, or maybe we won't, and the court will, but I can't imagine. I think there is something that wants to interfere in this case. We've seen the emails, we've seen the Twitter attacks. Where that is originating from is unknown. It's unknown. So take a drink every time somebody files something that's not jurisdiction. I wonder if the court will just call them in and be like, you're asking me to take control of this. I'm taking control. You've now submitted and acquiesced to jurisdiction. I have the reins. All of you shut the fuck up. Wouldn't we love for that to happen? On Tuesday, I will be observing the hearing, and then we will talk about it afterwards live. So we're going to just push back because the hearing's at 10 a.m. Pacific. So I normally do coffee and cursey words at 11 Central. We'll just bump it back till after. So will it be broadcast? It's a Zoom call. I don't know if they're going to make that publicly available because you can get locked out, but I will be attending that. All of it. We're just wrapping up. This feels so much like big city college versus small town high school mentality. I feel like the point is missed. Question: when will we find out who the hackers are? I have suspicions. I don't know. Salty is in the middle of an investigation. I have my own stuff going on, trying to figure out the stuff that's gone on with me just because of my history as a district attorney. I want to make sure that nobody is trying to seize on stuff they're seeing on Twitter to try to take shots at me or my family, especially considering the threats towards me and my kids. So when I find out, depending on what I find out, I will absolutely let you guys know after I do the things that I need to do with that. But we might not know. That might be handled behind closed doors. We're just going to have to wait and see. Hopefully we will get some kind of resolution, because now we're all just hanging. We're all like, we want to know who's behind it. I want to know who is sending those emails from Brown. Who has Brown's emails? And why isn't that more fucking concerning? Because I'm big concerned. I'm concerned. I'm so concerned. Thank you, Living Sweetly. The mods have been amazing. The mods take really, really good care of our law nerd community, especially as we get more people on live, making sure that people aren't trying to pull attention with caps locks, no self-promoting, no like link spamming and stuff like that can happen when you get more people on. So I very much appreciate it. Question: I hear speculation that this is an attempt to get this thrown out. Is that really a thing? I can't imagine they're trying to get the judge to just be like, fuck all of you, I don't want this case, because the judge seems to have written expert stuff with regard to social media, with regard to digital evidence. I think that could absolutely backfire. And the judge is like, no, you're asking me to take control of this case. I'm taking control. You've filed hundreds and hundreds of pages. Y'all here. I don't think an attorney would intentionally do that. I think that this has gotten wrapped up into a pissing contest that people can't see their way out of. And it's wild. Could Brown be feeding into KJ paranoia in order to obtain more billable hours? I really hope that no attorney would do that, but this could be client driven. This could be a phone call to the attorney going, make them stop. And he's just carrying out what his client has asked him to do. I just don't know why you would do that. So I know the mods are telling me it's twinkle, twinkle time. I'm going to try to sweep just a few more questions and go with that. Question: if they have Brown's email, can't they mess with other cases? Yeah, Heather, I would be the most concerned. I'm the most concerned about that. And if I were Brown, I'd be concerned that somebody's sending emails that appear to come from the firm. And if that was my client, whose email was being used, I would be like, why is my client's email being used? Because what we saw on Twitter was KJ saying all my accounts are secure. Okay, well, these emails happened yesterday. They came from your email address. Who's sending them? And why isn't that? If this motion was Brown going, this has gone off the rails, their declaration is about other stuff. But the problem here is that people are now sending emails from my client's email, from my email, trying to get into my client's accounts, spoof accounts. That's what I would expect to see. And I'd be like, yes, that's a huge fucking problem and should never happen. No matter how people feel about KJ, no one should insert themselves in this case. No one should try to snipe at her through this kind of stuff. And if I was Brown, I would want to know that 100 fucking percent. Who is trying to fuck with my client and why? That's absolutely what I would want to know. Questions. How are you able to watch the Zoom call hearing when you aren't a lawyer in Washington and not involved legally? As an observer, hi there. Because courts are open to the public. Nicole, we talked about it. And I've got like 2 minutes. I mean, we'll see. I think the judge is going to yell at everybody. I think the judge is going to pull this lawsuit over and just be like, what level of fuckery have we achieved and why? Thank you guys for saying thank you to the mods. I appreciate it. I just. Dr. Badass is right. You are always late. It's true. I go over time and I talk long and I'm trying. I'm almost done. Why are they targeting Salty? Surely the defamation case would continue even without him. Yes, it would, because he has a whole law firm. Yes, it is. The hairdryer is on Amazon. Okay, you guys, I have a Zoom call with the amazing channel members because it's our quarterly Zoom call. It's January and we are getting it in. So if we upgraded tonight, why couldn't we get in on the Zoom? You could get in on the Zoom if you're upgraded. It's in the community tab. You have to tell us the look on the judge's face when she appears. It's going to be a Zoom call. We'll see. Though they could do it Zoom audio for sure. I mean, I see the drama community get accused of reaching, but that was some reaching. Question, can you pull the screenshots off the document and run them through photo forensics to see if they were photoshopped? I don't even know if it's that relevant because it's not. I don't think that I don't think plaintiffs are accusing defense of anything. I think plaintiffs are like, shit's happening. We should figure it out. So I don't know. Shouldn't they also be concerned about the emails yesterday state essentially what KJ did about the Instagrams? Yeah, should be. Doesn't seem to be, but should be. All right, everybody. I appreciate you. I'm sorry that we have to go. I will be back on Tuesday. I will be on social this weekend. I will be on Instagram and Twitter. So if you don't follow me there, please do. Please do the YouTube-y things. Like, subscribe to the channel. We are growing. I appreciate you wanting to be here. Members, I will see you on Zoom in just a moment. So thank you. I will see you guys on YouTube on Tuesday, but I will see you members on Zoom right now. Oh, yes. I'll be on socials the rest, well, not Sunday, but I'll be on socials. So come find me over there. I appreciate you. Thank you. I think that was 12 wrap-ups. Goodbye. Connect with me everywhere. I'm at the Emily D. Baker. If you guys want to join the text, just text Emily.com. If you want to join the channel, lawnerdsunite.com. Happy to have you. Support what we do here on the YouTube